In this lesson, we will discuss the retouching tools. Specifically, today, we will review the clone stamp tool. For this lesson, you must open the photo called Clone Stamp Tool 1, as shown here. The clone stamp tool borrows or copies pixels from one area and uses them to cover up pixels from another area. Here's how it works. It is located precisely here in the toolbox. The shortcut for this tool is S. So we're going to click on the clone stamp tool. Notice in the option bar you have the same selections as with any other brush. You can choose different brushes. The size can be adjusted right here, or you can type it in, or again, as we learned earlier, you can go use your square bracket keys, and the right bracket key makes things bigger. I'm pressing my right bracket key, and the left bracket key makes the brush smaller. So right now we have a brush that shows a very, very soft edge on it. We'll use that for now. So basically all you have to do is, first let's zoom in on an area. So I'm going to hit the Z tool and zoom in on the area. I want to get rid of this white little line in the middle of the grass because I find it distracting. Let's have a look at it again. The white line right here, let's get rid of that. So I'm just going to click and drag near the area where that's located. And I'm going to go back to my stamp tool, so S. I got a pretty big brush size here, so I'm going to use my left bracket and bring it down a little bit. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click Alt, and when I hit Alt on a PC or Option on a Mac, notice that I get my cursor turns into a crosshair. So that means I'm going to pick up the pixels in that area. So I hit Alt and click, and that's where I'm actually going to pick the pixels up from. So now I'm going to go to the area that I want to paint over. And as I paint, notice the plus sign. So wherever the plus sign is located, that is using those pixels to cover up that area. So there I have it. Pretty easy. Let's just undo, Control Z. Command Z, sorry, okay. And here is what it looked like before. Let's go back to our undo history. And now that's what it looks like after. So pretty neat. So I'm going to double click my hand tool here and bring this back up to fit the screen. So you see this little white line is gone. Okay, the next thing I'd like to do is I can actually take a object that's in the picture and move it somewhere that I would like to, somewhere else in the picture. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back to my S tool. I'm going to take this ball, and I want to move it over closer to his feet so it looks like he's playing the ball a little bit more. So I'm going to press, I'm going to make my brush a bit bigger with my right bracket key. I'm going to press Alt on the brush, on the ball, Alt, click. So now you saw the crosshairs. I'm going to bring this over here, and as you can see, as I move the ball around, the cursor around the ball, I am picking up those pixels. And so I have replaced the ball that was over here and put it here. Pretty cool, huh? So now I got to get rid of that ball, so I'm going to take the pixels from this area in the grass, and I'm going to cover up or paint this area here. Now if I continue to scroll down, you're going to notice that I'm going to recreate the ball. Well, why is that? because I am continually picking up pixels as I move down, that's where the ball used to be, and I'm picking up those pixels. So I'm going to undo that, go back up here. I'm going to select the grass again. I'm going to Alt-click. I'm going to come down here and cover up a little bit of the ball, paint a little bit. And then I'm going to go back up and click another spot again, so I don't end up, click again, so I don't end up getting the same area. Now this is a pretty botched up job. If you notice, it's kind of, it doesn't actually look like it belongs there. So the reason for that is my brush size is okay, but the softness on the brush, if you look up in the option bar right here, you'll see that the softness is really, really soft. So that was okay when I had a very soft focused area in the beginning. But down here, this is a little bit sharper, and you can actually see the difference in the when I cloned it. So I'm going to go back to my undo history. I'm going to undo all that. Go right up to this. Right up to here, and I am going to change this softness, and I can do that by going Shift and right bracket key. That makes it harder, or Shift left bracket key, and notice up right here you're going to see the appearance is soft and a lot harder. So I'm going to take the harder brush size, and I'm going to go Alt click. And now I'm going to cover up this area a little bit more. See, it's a lot crisper. I'm going to go over here and pick some up. Okay, so because I don't want the exact same, pattern everywhere. Notice, see what the pattern I'm getting here? So I don't want that to happen. So how can I avoid that? Go back a little bit more. I can pick up from different areas. Click here. Okay, now I've gotten a totally different area, and now it looks so much cleaner. There's no repetitive pattern at all. For example, I'll show you if I was over here and I clicked this area and I wanted to copy it. I wanted to copy something here. You notice every time I click here, I'm going to get this repetitive pattern with the little holes in it. And after a while, it looks like it might be a you know, oh, okay, I see that in the same spot everywhere. Now, it's not as evident in this picture, but you will see it in other pictures for sure. Okay, so that's the clone stamp tool. It's pretty neat. You can do lots of very creative things with it, as you saw us do here. One of the things, though, that I think would help you even more with this tool is I'm going to go back all the way back in my history tool to the open and get rid of all those things that we did. And we're going to learn a little bit more advanced technique when you're using this tool. When we made our changes on this picture, I'll go and show you here, we are making them directly on the picture. On the background, if you look over in the layers, you're making the changes on the background layer. So once you've made the changes, you can't change the picture. So it's what's called destructive changes. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a layer. So we're going to go to Create New Layer, as we learned in previous lessons. So now I have a layer that's created right here, and I'm going to make my changes on that layer. And so now we will make what's called undestructive changes because we are doing no damage whatsoever to the background layer. So in order for this layer for this to work, to copy on the layer, we have to go up to our option bar and make sure that this Sample All Layers is checked. Because if we don't, I'll show you what happens. You know that this layer is a blank layer. So if I try and come here and Alt-click this ball, okay, I can't do it because I am sampling nothing. because there's nothing on this layer. If I come up and select the Sample All Layers button, when I come down now, it'll select the layer that's directly under it. So I go Alt, click, and now I make my changes. Here, paint the ball right here. And if I go over to this layer, you'll see the ball that's on the layer. If I do this, I have just the ball with the grass. Okay, so I'm hitting my visibility icon on the background. And so now I can hide this, quickly try and hide this ball here. Okay, pick up some more over here, some from down here, clean it up a bit. It's not the best, but it'll do for now. We're just trying to make a demonstration here. So, okay, so now if I look at this area right here, okay, you will notice that if I hit this visibility icon, I click it, you notice I'm back to where I was. If I click it now, and I can actually move this. If I go to my move tool, I can move this wherever I want, because see the piece of grass that's hiding that ball? Okay, so I can actually move this ball if I wanted it over here, closer to his foot, and now I would have to come back and repaint over this ball. Or if I really wanted, I could go back and erase this the grass that I did and just keep the ball there. And I can move the ball, I can make it bigger. Whoops. I don't want to do that. I want to drag from the corner, I can make it bigger and say, yeah, accept that. Or I can make it smaller, really small, and accept that. I can rotate the ball if I want. So to do that, I would hit, move this little thing here, I could rotate it. So you can actually change what you have stamped. So I'm gonna cancel that, and then I'm gonna go back up to get rid of that to my free, in my undo history, and I'll just take the ball and move it over here a little bit and see that it fits in. And then you can see how using the clone stamp tool on the layer is definitely an advantage. So when you have your changes done, we'll pretend that this ball is, actually let's just go ahead and get rid of it. Paint over it here. Come down here and get some grass, because that was a little bit. Okay, that's good enough for now. Just okay. So now I'm ready to save it. So I have two layers here. So what I should do, as we learned when doing the layers tutorial, I want to save it as two different formats. So I want to save it as a layered format, as a PSD file, and then I want to flatten this and save it as a JPEG. So to flatten this, I go over here and go down and find flatten image, or I can go up to my layer option in the menu bar and take flatten image, and then I can save it as a JPEG. But right here, another important option is the merge down or merge visible. If you merge down, it'll only join the layer that's underneath it. So if you have lots of different layers that you're working on and you only want to put these two layers together, that's all it will do. So that's a good option as well. And until you're ready to completely merge or flatten everything, that's a good way to go as well. So now I would save it as a JPEG. Again, File, Save As, and your format is down here. So right now it's a JPEG, but if I wanted layers, I'd have to go up to the PSD file. So I'm not going to save that right now, but that's how we would use the layers with the clone stamp tool. So I'm going to minimize this, and I'm going to open up another picture that we're going to work on. So if I double click in this empty space, I will get my open options. So I'm going to open, and I would like you to open the healing, the clone stamp tool 2. So it looks like this. So this is going to be your assignment, is fixing up this picture that's been scanned, and there's a rip on the bottom of it. So down here in the bottom left corner, that's a rip on the photo. So what we're going to do is we're going to repair this photo. You have 3 things. I'm going to put this in the fit screen mode. Now notice it's very pixely. This is just a picture that I've gotten off the internet, so it's not the top quality, but it definitely will serve the purpose that we need. So we have 3 things that we need to do with this picture. We need to repair the corner. So remember, try and make sure that you match it up as evenly as possible. So notice that this wake, or the way the water is here, so we want to keep that. So if I go to my stamp tool, I narrow it down a bit, I want to come here, I would like to keep this type of water, and so I'm just going to undo that. I don't want to show you everything. And the second thing I want you to do is, if you look up in this area up on top where the wake of this boat is, I want you to remove the boat and its wake. So that's step number 2. And the third thing I want you to do is I want you to take the head off this lady and put it on this person right here. So we're going to have 2 identical looking people. This lady here, keep her head, and she should also have the same head over on the person 2 in front of her. So 3 things we want to do with this photo. To grade this photo, I will be looking to see if you have repetitive patterns, if it's very noticeable that you made changes. Let's hope that you get this correct, and if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask your teacher.